Senior Advisor Danielle Alvarez. Danielle, thank you so much for coming on. Good to see you today. Let's start with this. So there's the argument from Elon Musk and company, don't raise the debt ceiling. President Trump, we just heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson say it's going to be jet fuel for the economy. They're banking on the tax base growing because of some of the tax cuts and other things in this bill. So what are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, what I will do is draw a contrast between Republican leadership and what Democrats did the 4 years that they were in control. Republicans are the big tent party. You see differing opinions, and you're seeing these conversations happen out in the open. That should be very encouraging to all Americans. We can be certain that Republican leaders in Congress, whether in the House or the Senate, are fighting for every inch of this bill. That is in stark contrast to what we saw Democrats do. They hid the ball. Joe Biden hid in the basement. We're not even sure if he was actually in charge because of his health issues when he was occupying the White House. I think that's very encouraging. The other thing that I find very encouraging is that the 3 priorities that President Trump have will ultimately make it in this bill. That is making permanent President Trump's tax cuts. We cannot reverse that. We cannot raise taxes on the American people. Making permanent his border security. That is the #1 issue that is top of mind for voters and was top of mind for voters throughout his campaign. And third, of course, spending cuts. We know that this bill saves nearly $1.7 trillion. That will be a huge win. It, as was reported, will still go through the Senate process, maybe back to the House, but I'm encouraged and hopeful that a bill will land on the president's desk by the 4th of July.
Danielle, just moments ago, Elon Musk tweeted again, and here's what he said. We need a new bill that doesn't grow the deficit, of course, focusing on that debt ceiling that we've mentioned already. Do you think there is a way, or do you think there's a possibility of shuffling some things around, maybe taking some things out that makes enough people happy that this bill could pass with modifications?
I think that's the hope, but the baseline here is that this bill saves $1.7 trillion. And even the Congressional Budget Office now says that Trump tariffs, which is another lever that the president is pulling to help strengthen our economy, reduces the federal deficit by $2.8 trillion. We saw yesterday the Atlanta Federal Reserve said Q2 growth will be at 4.6%. So everything is trending in the right direction. And I think that that should have Americans very hopeful as we have the conversations on the big, beautiful bill.
Absolutely. Danielle Alvarez, we appreciate you coming on here on Wednesday afternoon. Good to see you. Stop back soon.